All right, everybody, this is my buddy Alex. He's playing some OG you wouldn't believe, which made him top 4 today. And what'd you play today, Alex?
Going first, Cyber Dragons.
Going for Cyber Dragon. Man, it sounds awesome. Let's go in that deck profile.
Yep. So, like you said, I did top 4. Probably could have made top 2. The deck didn't underperform. I did. So just keep that in mind. In terms of everything, so the monster lineup, we'll just get started here. We're running 3 OG. A lot of people cut this down, but going first, Machine Dupe is super necessary. Going second, you don't really have to play Machine Dupe, but in this we do run 3. And then of course we got the 3 core, 3 hers. I'm playing 2 Nestor. Some people play 1. Going first, you can play 1. The only reason really why I play 2, A, it's a good side out, and B, if they negate it or impermit or something and you have the Machine Dupe, you can bring another one out, and now you have a play, hopefully. Whereas if you only have 1, you're just kind of dead in the water. And then I am playing 3 Galaxy Soldier, the Honorary Cyber Dragon. Another card a lot of people play too. I will say it is bricky. This is a big deck though. I think I'm playing 45. You just want to see it. You want to try to get to infinity. But yeah, that's it for all of them. Probably wouldn't change the monster lineup at all. And then just the Dragoon package cards. It's just Dragoon dot deck. You throw infinity in there. The philosophy behind this deck really was Cyber Dragon Orcus. This essentially is just a retrain of that deck where you've got your infinity and your back row and everything, and then you just add Dragoons as opposed to the Dingear suit or the return, whatever the trap card is.
And Dragoon just goes burr.
Pretty much. Yeah, Dragoons is a hard card to deal with, especially when you back it up. This is the best Protect the Castle Dragoon deck. Hand traps, I got 3 Ash, 3 Droll, and I played 3 Bell. Today the hand traps were a little rough. I didn't have this built and I just kind of threw it together. I probably would have played Nib, just because it's a light, and Nib is just really good right now. But I was really worried about graveyard decks, so I threw these in. I love Droll right now in this format. Just today against my matchups, Droll did nothing. But obviously this is customizable to however you think, whatever you want. You can play 9, you can play 12 realistically. There's a lot of free space in this deck. For the spells, 3 Dupe. And then...
Are we just flexing, by the way?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think we're flexing on
flexing.
ultis.
It's ulti, so it can't be Ash.
Yeah, it can't be Ash. That's how it
Okay.
works. Yeah. 3 Emergency, 2 Repair Plant. Again, this is another card that you see a lot of people play at 1. If I was going second, yeah, 100%. But this deck has a surprisingly good ability to grind. You wouldn't necessarily think it, but just how many search cards we have. If we have 1 or 2 cards in the hand, you can all of a sudden build your board back up. But you can cut this to 1 if you want, but again, I don't brick too much with this deck, so 2 is fun. I've got the 1 Rev system. You can honestly cut this out entirely if you're playing it, but in the going first version, what's nice is if you have nothing else in your hand, if you have a core is Dragoons, because you just core, search this, link into All Mirage, bring this out, and then you got a Dragoons on the field. Then I do play the 1 Cyberload. The reason why I play this one, I don't play Overload in the main right now. We play this one because I play 3 Overflow, so you're banishing a bunch, and just seeing as off the top can steal a game, or if you've got the Anaconda out, you can just go into it. And then the 1 Red Eyes Fusion, obviously. I played 1 Reborn. I have not had Reborn in this deck for months, but I threw it back in, and it worked really nicely. Somebody's getting a call. It worked really nicely. I stole a game today because I just reborn to Dragoons. Call it a day. Yeah, it's
Clutch.
So stupid.
Clutch.
Yeah. And then the 1 Harpy's Feather Duster. Honestly, I put it in the main because it seemed like the logical thing to do. You can put it in the side if you want. It's kind of a brick, but it works. That's it for the spells. Traps, we play 6. 3 Overflow. So this I would not cut at all. In the going first version, I think this is mandatory because you want to see this. Obviously, you can search it, but the hope is if you see this, then you can search extenders. This card wins games all by itself. So the main board that you're trying to end on that's really good, you're looking at an Infinity, Dragoon, and then with this set in the back, you should at least have 2 pops, but you could have 1 to 3 essentially. People just aren't ready for a complete board wipe on their turn. You get through 2 big cards, get rid of an important spell, or in a clinch spot, you can negate something, and then they think they're free, and you just pop 2 or 3 cards and their board's cleared, and then they really have nothing else to do. Plus, if they do just kind of harpies off the rip, you get a search, so that's what's nice. It's almost never a neg. So this card is way too good to play at anything other than 3 and going first. And then this was kind of techie, was triple torrential. This can be whatever you want. You can play traps, you can throw in 3 more hand traps, but torrential did really good, sort of almost just playing 3 more copies of this because it's the same thing. Because what's nice is if your board is kind of weak, like if you just have the Dragoons, you still get to keep your Dragoons. That's the main thing. But yeah, this is optional, but really came in really nice today. You want extra side first?
We'll go into the extra deck. How many cards remain?
I think 44.
44? Okay.
I play a lot because the deck has so many searchers. Cores can be a 1-card Dragoon. It can be so many things. Plus, with the Dragoon package, you're trying to thicken it up so you're not seeing your Dragoon package at all. So it's one of those decks that has that ability to go above 40 while still remaining consistent. So for the extra deck, we're running the double Infinity and double Nova. That's it for the Xyz. You can play Pallades if you want. You do have a little bit of free spaces with this extra deck. I just found that if I was ever going into Pallades, usually I was probably dead anyways, and if I was ending on it on the going first board, I was just kind of win-mooring, and I should have just kept the resources rather than going for it. For the links, we've got the PaulMerization, the Link 1, Link Spider, I'll explain that, and then the Anima. So Anima, these two are pretty self-explanatory. The reason why we run Link Spider, so this deck is essentially immune to Dragoons. So had I played it right, or not Dragoons, sorry, immune to Nibiru. Had I played it right, here's the board. 99% of the time when you're getting Nibiru, you're on a Nova at least. So when they Nibiru you, your Nova gets sent and you get a token. Nova's going to bring out one of your fusions, whatever it is, whatever you need, and then you can turn the Nibiru token into a Link Spider, and now you've got your 2 effect monsters for Dragoons. So usually you're doing pretty good, and hopefully it doesn't take too many resources out of your hand to get to a Nova, so you're usually pretty stacked on resources to come back, even if they have something more, and Dragoons is obviously still just a problem. So that's what the Link Spider is for. And then Link 2, we're just playing the Anaconda and the 1 Tiger. You technically could cut this and then go in first version. I wouldn't. I don't see why anybody would cut it. It's a free out to Dragoons. Even if they negate something, it gets up to 42, and then you can just close games with your fusions. Fusions, we've got Dragoon,
Burr,
Rampage. Yeah, listen, it is Dragoon's top deck just with extra stuff. Mega Fleet, the 1 Fortress Dragon, which there's a rule in the Cyber Dragon community, which is you play 1 Fortress for every Jizukiru. I don't play Jizukiru because of this guy right here, Makaba, because against Invoke decks, I can just suck it up. Against Drytron decks, if they leave anything on the field, I can get rid of it. Against a mirror match, I can get rid of it. People are using, Galaxy Soldiers and random light decks to go into Infinity. Thanks for 2 of your monsters. Like, it's just free. So you can play this without playing Jizukiru and it still works. And then this was just a free slot. I went with Entis just because I really like to punish people for activating that Dogmatica card. Like, go ahead, give me a free Makaba, let me pop a card. GG's, boy. But that's about it.
About how many times do you see yourself contact fuse today?
I got rid of 2 Apoloses, an access code, 2 Makabas. Somebody put a window in the extra monster zone for some reason, so that was fun. Contact fusing is stupid. That is honestly one of the beautiful things about this deck is if you build it to go first, and like I said, you can do more hand traps unless you can get rid of the torrentials and just play hand traps. So even if you lose the die roll, you're still playing Cyber Dragons. You still have all your OTK potential. You can still contact. So it's almost like I don't even care what happens on the die roll. I should be good. If I'm going first, I'm going to negate and wipe out your board and kill you. Or if I'm going second, I'm going to wipe out your board and kill you. So you choose who goes first or second. We got it. So for the side deck, this side deck is all over the place. Obviously, play whatever you need to for your meta or whatever event you're at. This was terrible today. So I don't. God.
We don't judge on here.
I've been playing this deck.
You copied.
I've been playing this deck for so long, and I hadn't played it in about 2 months, and I was like, you know what? Let's give it a run today. And The side deck, I just kind of piled up a bunch of cards that look good, cut it down to 15 and put them in a sleeve. So we'll see how it works. But I did 2 Skullmeisters. So I usually have Skullmeister in the main over whatever that one is, the other one. Mansion. Bell. Thank you. Sorry. Just because I feel that this hits more stuff, but Bella's more impactful. But I knew that 2 people, including the man behind the camera, were playing Adamantipator Prank Kids. And fun fact, this does work as an Ash against those decks. But I practiced against another one yesterday, and it didn't negate a single thing every single time I saw it. So I swapped it out. But yeah, don't build a deck or a side deck to beat one deck. It doesn't work very well. That's it for the monsters. For the spells, I've got the 1 Overload Fusion. This is kind of odd to see it in the side deck. It can very well go in the main deck, but you play so many fusion cards that are bricks, and this one is, oddly enough, the one that's the least brick, because you can actually use it to extend into another level 5, but I didn't want to see it going first, I just wanted to see it going second, so I had the space in the side deck, so I tossed it in there versus the main deck. That's why I was confused. Then I've got 3 Dark Ruler. Honestly, I didn't need them at all today. Like, in a pure going second variant, yeah, they're better, and you can use them in the main, but I have hand traps. My deck is built to dismantle decks as it is, so it's good, but if you feel like you can get around a good board, put something else in, you really can. But yeah, it was just kind of mediocre. Today, kind of the story was the 3 Cosmics, 2 Twin, and 1 Reboot. We are super back row heavy all of a sudden here, so these are really what came in clutch more so than anything else. That's about it. I would play Lightning Storms over Twin. I don't like discarding. You really need hand fodder with Dragoons, but I'm poor, so. And then the last 3 we're going first. Yeah, can I borrow them? Now for the deck profile. This was like a going first side is 3 different Dimension Ground. So many decks right now need their graveyard. It's just an auto win. It auto won me against Shadal's. It gave me a free pass against Invoked Eldritch because they don't have a graveyard. They normal summon the Alistair, you activate that, they can't link away. So I think it's good. Again, this is a free spot. Do whatever you want with it. But that's the deck profile. All in all, the deck performed very well. I came in late, so I was X1 the whole day. Still did well, and I did not play it good today. I definitely could have played it better. Like I said, the last round, game 3, I was given the absolute nuts. I was given 2 ways to get full combo on board. So through hand traps with a red reboot and an extra emergency and a ghost spell. Just in case anything happened. And for some reason, I had the 2 level 5s on board, and I brought out an extra Galaxy Soldier and got nibbed. But if you play the deck right, I would have had 2 Omni Negates and a hand trap and back row removal, but I didn't. So play the deck right is the lesson of the day. But this deck's a lot of fun. Everyone likes to go second, obviously. Who doesn't love to OTK people? But I've found this deck to have unbelievable success just because of overflow, and double Omni Negates plus some backup is pretty hard to deal with. Dragoons is a dumb card, but I appreciate you guys checking out the deck profile. Thanks, Paul, for filming. We appreciate you. Love you.
Got any shout outs to anybody?
Connor. Appreciate him play testing with me last night over PlayStation Network. It's like remote duel, the poor version. Everybody here, Paul for doing the deck profile, and a buddy of mine, Tristan. We've been playing since 2018 together. Play a lot with him, play test. But yeah, that's about it. Thanks, guys.